city sleeps beneath the velvet sky, while I'm wandering streets where shadows lie. Every corner holds a whispered sigh of memories that never say goodbye.
Neon glimmers on the cobblestone, lights that flicker, calling me alone. I trace the footsteps that we used to own in alleys where our dreams were sown.
The scent of coffee in the morning breeze mixes with laughter from the distant trees. I close my eyes and drift with gentle ease. The moment's lost like autumn leaves. Your voice still lingers in the midnight air, soft and fragile like a whispered prayer. Though you're gone, I still find you there, in every quiet moment we once shared. The rain begins to fall in steady streams, washing away the echo of our dreams. But in the puddles I still see the gleam of us together, or so it seems. Street lights flicker in a soft ballet, guiding me where memories sway. I reach for you in the fading day, but you're just a breath away. Through the window a jazz song plays, a melody that haunts and stays. It's the soundtrack of our golden days, fading slowly in the haze. I walk past the place where we once kissed, a spot now wrapped in morning mist. The city holds our secret tryst, in every shadow and twist. Beneath the stars I whisper your name, hoping that you'll feel the same. But life has changed the game. Love's ember still remains a flame. The nights are quiet yet alive, hoping that you feel the same. Though life has changed the game, love's ember still remains a flame. The streets are quiet yet alive, hoping that you feel the same. Though life has changed the game, love's ember still remains a flame. The streets are quiet yet alive, with stories of how we used to thrive. And in the city I survive, with memories that keep me alive. I watch the sunrise paint the skies in colors like your gentle eyes. The distance grows, the time denies, our song forever flies. The cafe's door strings open wide, I step aside, no need to hide. The air is thick with warmth inside, where we once screamed and confided. High fall, our song for every fries. A cafe's door swings open wide, I step inside, no need to hide. The air is thick with warmth inside, where we once dreamed and confided. I order 2 cups, one for me, one for ghosts that used to be. I sit and watch the poetry of strangers, I feel wild and free. Outside the world moves slow and sweet, with every pulse and every beat. But here inside the echoes meet, our stories rhythm soft and neat. The clock ticks on, the night grows deep, in silent moments tears will creep. Yet in my heart always keep the promises we failed to keep. I trace the lines upon the wall, like shadows dancing in the hall. Our laughter's ghost begins to call, a texture bittersweet or cold. The evening breeze hums soft and low, through streets where moonlit rivers flow. In every corner, every glow, your memory starts to glow. I walk at the bridge we crossed before, where time was eyes and nothing more. Now just reflections on the floor, of dreams that slip behind the door. The sound of footsteps distancing remind me of your self-complaint. The words we left goes out with Spain, now locked away of fragile saint. And every song that fills the night, I hear the echo of your light, a melody though soft and bright, that guides me through the darkest night. I close my eyes to feel your touch. The light moved on, I miss so much.
Underneath the velvet sky, where city lights and stars collide, I wander through the silent streets, where echoes of your footsteps meet. The air is thick with memories of whispered talks and midnight seas, of promises we dared to make in moments only dreams could take. I trace the lines of ancient walls, where time itself gently falls. And in the shadows of the night, your laughter flickers soft and light. Cafes buzz with distant cheer, yet here I stand, alone and near, to every place we once embraced. Each corner holds your fleeting face, the gentle hum of distant song carries me the whole night long. A melody both sweet and slow, like love the time could never slow. I paused beneath a street lamp's glow, where we once stood in winter snow. Our breath like clouds that floated high, vanished fast into the sky. The sand, it sparkles in the dark, a ribbon tied around my heart, and every ripple seems to say that you are never far away. I wander past the old cafe, where we let the hours slip away, sipping wine and sharing dreams in Paris, where the magic leaves. The rooftops hold a secret charm of whispered sighs and soft alarm, of nights we danced without a care, and caught the moonlight in our hair. Through alleys painted with moonlight, I search for you till morning bright. For every shadow that I see is filled with a part of you and me. The city's breath is warm and sweet, a lullaby at every street. I close my eyes and hear again the echoes of our Paris rain. Your hand in mine, a fleeting touch that I have missed and longed for much. The silence now a quiet plea for you to come back home to me. The dawn arrives, a soft embrace, washing light upon my face. And though the night has slipped away, I'll carry Paris every day. 1,000 dreams are wrapped in time, like verses in a silent rhyme. And in the heart of every street, your memory and mine will meet. So as the city wakes inside, beneath the ever-changing sky, know that my heart will always stay in palace lights not far away. The song of us will never fade, in every shadow, every shade. And through the years, come what may, I'll find you in the Paris way. The breeze that stirs the morning air, the laughter floating everywhere, are gentle signs that you're still near, a love that time won't disappear. I walk this city old and new, still searching for a glimpse of you. In every corner, every street, our story plays on soft repeat. Though we are far, though we are apart, Paris keeps you close to heart. And in its glow forever beams the endless echoes of our The evening drapes a soft embrace through cobblestone and lanterns' grace. I wander through this quiet space where time and dreams begin to chase. Beneath the arches, shadows play, echoes of laughter fade away. The city hums a gentle sway as twilight folds the end of day. A cafe's warmth, a distant song, where lovers' whispers drift along. I trace the paths where we belonged, yet now it feels both right and wrong. The scent of jasmine fills the air, a hint of you still lingers there. In every breath, a secret prayer that somehow you might still be near. I watch the sun, it softly glides, reflecting stars and midnight tides. A mirror for my heart that hides the memories time cannot divide. Underneath the lamplight's glow, the city breathes so sweet and slow. But in my chest the embers grow of love that flickers long ago. Your smile haunts the boulevard, in every window, every yard. I search the crowds, I'm still on guard, for moments lost, for times we start. The rain begins to gently fall, a rhythm soft, a lover's call. It washes down the ancient walls, yet leaves my heart to stand so tall. Through winding streets I roam alone, in places where our seeds were sown. Though you have gone, I've always known this city's love became my own. The echo of your footsteps near, a melody both sweet and clear, that pulls me close and draws me near. Though you are gone, I hold you dear. I close my eyes and feel the night,
It's velvet cloak, it's tender light, a world suspended, soft and bright, where dreams and memories reunite. The moon reflects on cafe glass, a fleeting moment, one that passed. But in my heart, it's meant to last, a quiet love from present to past. Through Paris streets I softly stray, where lovers' vows once led the way. And though you're far, I softly say, I'll find you in the twilight sway. The morning breaks with golden hues, the city wakes to morning news. But in my mind I still peruse the nights I spent here lost in you. A street musician's gentle tune plays softly under rising moon. It carries notes of love and June, and memories that end too soon. I wander past the open doors of galleries and hidden stores, where at life forever pours the beauty that my heart adores. The scent of bread fresh from the oven, the colors of a dawn unspoken. Each moment here a token of love that's broken yet unbroken. I sit beneath the sycamore that witnessed days forevermore, when laughter spilled across the floor and hearts beat fast forevermore. Though time is slow and you are gone, the sea's pulse still carries on, a symphony where I belong. In every dusk, in every dawn, the cobblestones still hold your name. Though etched in time, they feel the same. And in the quiet without blame, I find my keys within this frame. The rivers flow so calm and deep, whisper secrets in us. The ink spreads like fog on old paper, wavering lines I can't hold still. I meant to write something hopeful tonight, but the words keep folding in like waves. You always said I talk in circles, that my thoughts spiral more than land. But maybe spirals are just hearts spinning when they don't know how to land safely. This room is too quiet, but my head is a riot. Every memory stands up and shouts, do you remember this part? I remember the first time you read my letter out loud. You didn't cry, you just smiled with that tired grace, like someone who had heard it all before. I still write like you're reading, I still pause after metaphors, wonder if you'd have underlined that sentence or said it was a bit much, but beautiful. I light a candle like it means something, as if a flame could carry these syllables to whatever city you've wandered into now. Somewhere far from where I stopped waiting. Your name isn't secret, but I still whisper it, like it might summon a past life, or at least stop this one from unraveling. There's a coat in my closet I never wear, but can't throw away. It smells like eucalyptus and indecision. I thought healing would be cinematic, a slow pan to a woman smiling by a window, but it's messier than that. It's forgetting half a sentence and crying anyway. They say time is linear, but here I am again. The summer wind on my neck, trying to rewrite last year's goodbye. You never liked goodbyes, you said they were just pauses pretending to be endings. I didn't argue, I was too busy memorizing the way your eyes looked in dim light. Sometimes I write your name backwards, hoping it'll feel like someone else. It never does, it just looks like regret in cursive. I bought your favorite tea yesterday, out of habit or hope, or just because the store smelled like you. There's a song on the radio that ruins me in 3 chords. I sit in the driveway and let it finish, because silence after heartbreak feels too loud. You told me once that love letters were outdated, but I keep writing them anyway, taking them to the inside of my chest. Last week I dreamed you were laughing, not at me, just laughing. And I woke up crying because I missed the sound. The letter won't reach you, it won't fold into a paper plane and glide past your window, like the universe apologizing for bad timing. But maybe the act of writing is its own kind of closure. Maybe love isn't about being heard, just about speaking. So here's to the pages I've torn, the poems that never rhymed, the metaphors you roll your eyes at, And the you that exists only in ink. Now I hope someone meets you right. I hope they know the way you hold your breath before saying something soft. I hope they stay. Me, I'll keep writing letters I'll never send, because some parts of us still live best on paper. And maybe that's okay. I bought your favorite tea yesterday out of habit, or hope, or just because this don't smell like you. The rain starts slow, like a whisper on my window facing Rue de Montmartre. You always said this street felt like a novel, but tonight it just feels too full. I light a candle near the sill, not for romance, just for light. The bowl flicker like the thoughts I'm having, all soft-edged and too polite. There's a stack of papers on the table, folded corners, wrinkled lines. Each one holds a piece of you that I rewrote 1,000 times. You looked tired last December, eager. I should have said more when you cried. Did the wine help you sleep, or just high? I wrote them all, but never tried. The postbox by the corner waits, its rusted mouth wide open still. I used to pause there every morning, gripping a letter I couldn't will. You asked me once why I never sent them, why I kept the words in chains, and I joked something dumb about postage, but really I feared the stains. What if you read them and saw too clearly how messy my thoughts could be? What if the truth ruined your version of the person you thought was me? We walked the Seine like dancers, 2 steps and then gazed behind. You narrate our story like a movie, but I kept forgetting my lines. There was that cafe near St. Paul, where the chairs wobbled and wine spilled. You laughed so hard you cried into linen, and time for once just stood still. I pass it now like a stranger, a ghost rehearsing steps alone. They repainted the door frame olive, but inside it still feels like home. Sometimes I dream of your notebook, the leather one you always lost. You said your best poems hid in chaos, and losing them was the cost. Did you write about me in margins? Did I make it past a phrase or two? Or was I just the quiet character that disappears before Act 2? You love things that almost broke, cracked cups, old jazz chip paint. You said they reminded you of realness, of something raw beneath restraint. Maybe that's why you liked me, a little uneven, out of tune, but loving you felt like a sunrise, even when it's set too soon. There's still a shirt of yours in my closet, the linen one with the loose thread. It smells of bergamot and August, and all the things we never say. I tried dating someone last winter. She liked poems just like you, but she read them without pausing and skipped all the sad parts too. She asked why I stared at bridges and if I always chewed my pen. I told her it's a habit from waiting, but she never asked since when I almost mailed a letter in April. Had your name in it and cleaning, but the ink smudged from my thumbprint like I was never supposed to be near. These letters are a museum now of who I was or thought I'd be. You walk through them in silence, and I create the melody. One begins, remember how you sing off key while making tea in just one sock. Another ends, if you ever think of me again. No, I still pause at 8 o'clock. That's when you'd always message something dumb like, guess what now? And I'd pretend to be annoyed, but smile too wide anyhow.
I walk alone beneath the glowing signs. The city breathes in colors loud and bright, but in this sea of faces passing by, I'm searching for a glimpse of fading light. The streets are humming with forgotten songs. Each corner holds a story left untold. I chase the echoes of our laughter once, a warmth I used to hold. Neon reflections dance on rainy glass, a mirror to the nights we used to share. But now the silence cuts through every step and empties out the air. I pass the old bookshop where we first met. The smell of pages turning fills my mind. You smiled and said, let's write our own story. But now I'm reading lines left far behind. The midnight breeze whispers your name so soft. It curls around me like a tender ghost, reminding me that love's not always lost. Sometimes it's just a bridge we've crossed. Cafes glow warmly through the foggy haze, where strangers sip on memories and dreams. I sit with shadows of what might have been, lost in the city's streams. Our favorites saunter faintly through the night, from some old jukebox in a distant bar. I close my eyes and dance with ghosts of you under the fractured stars. Every step retraces paths we knew. The cobblestone still holds your footprint there. I'm wrapped in whispers of a past we made, but caught in silent air. I felt that time would heal these aching cracks, but every moment pulls me deeper in to places where your luster still remains, where memories begin. The scent of rain on warm asphalt reminds of nights we watched the city glow and breathe, when every second held a spark of hope and nothing felt like leave. I wander through the labyrinth of streets, each one a thread that leads me back to you. I reach for hands that are no longer mine, in shadows cloaked in blue. The sky on holds 1,000 burning lights, but none that shine like how you shone for me. I'm lost among the crowds of neon nights, searching for what used to be. Sometimes I find you in the drifting clouds, sometimes in a laugh across the square, but always fading out again, like you were never there. I light a candle by the riverside, its flicker dances with the flowing tide, a symbol of the love I try to hold, though time has tried to hide. The city breathes 1,000 silent prayers, I send mine out upon the midnight air, hoping they'll find you somewhere far away and tell you that I care. I remember mornings bathed in golden light, your smile breaking through the dawn's embrace. But now the sunlight's just a hollow shell, a ghost I can't replace. I trace your name and dust upon the ground. It scatters with the passing of the breeze, like all the promises we left behind and memories that tease. The streets are full of stranger stories told, but none that match the one we lived before. I'm tangled in the threads of what we had, forever wanting more. Each night I walk beneath the city's veil, a silent witness to the love that's gone, but in the quiet corners of my heart. The evening drapes a soft embrace through cobblestone and lanterns' grace. I wander through this quiet space where time and dreams begin to chase. Beneath the arches shadows play, echoed of laughter fade away. The city hums a gentle sway as twilight folds the end of day. A cafe's warmth, the distant sound where lovers' whispers drift alone. I trace the paths where we belong, yet now it feels both right and wrong. The scent of jasmine fills the air, a hint of you still lingers there. In every breath a secret prayer that somehow you might still be near. I watch the sand, it softly glides, reflecting stars and midnight tides. A mirror for my heart that hides the memories time cannot divide. Underneath the lamplight's glow, the city breathes so sweet and slow, but in my chest the embers grow of love that flickers long ago. Your smile haunts the boulevard, in every window, every yard. We search the crowds, I'm still on guard for moments lost, for times we start. The rain begins to gently fall, a rhythm soft, a lover's call. It washes down the ancient walls, yet leaves my heart to stand so tall. Through winding streets I roam alone, in places where our seeds were sown.
Though you have gone, I've always known the city's love became my own. The echo of your footsteps near, a melody both sweet and clear, that pulls me close and draws me near. Though you are gone, I hold you dear. I close my eyes and feel the night, its velvet cloak, its tender light. A world suspended soft and bright, where dreams and memories reunite. The moon reflects on cafe glass, a fleeting moment, one that passed, but in my heart it's meant to last. The quiet love from present past. Through Paris streets I softly stray, where lovers' vows once led the way. And though you fall, I softly say, I'll find you in the twilight square. The morning breaks with golden hues, the city waits the morning news. But in my mind I still peruse the nights I spent here lost in you. Sweet musician's gentle tune plays softly under rising moon. It carries notes of love and June, and memories that enter too soon. I wander past the open doors of galleries and hidden stores, where art and life forever pours, the beauty that my heart adores. The scent of bread fresh from the oven, the colors of a dawn unspoken, each moment here a token of love that's broken yet unbroken. I sit beneath the sycamore that witnessed days from evermore, when laughter spilled across the floor and hearts beat fast forevermore. Though time is flown and you are gone, the city's pulse still carries on, a symphony where I belong, in every dusk, in any dawn. See, the cobblestones still hold your name, though etched in time they feel the same. And in the quiet, that photograph we never took still lives in my mind like film grain. You were leaning on that cafe wall, wearing dusk like you knew your name. The sky bled lavender that evening, and your voice was a slow motion sound. I reached for my phone but paused, some memories are better unfound. You always hated pictures, said they froze what's meant to move. Thought I wanted to frame that silence, the way your breath matched the groove of the jazz leaking from the window, of the man playing on route dizzy coals. It wasn't perfect, it was shadowed, but it echoed inside my bones. You walk like you own no time, a metronome half out of tune. The city followed your rhythm, even the moon gave you room. I should have asked you to dance, but I thought too long and let it pass. By the time I built the courage, you'd already turned to glass. Not fragile, just transparent. You were everywhere and nowhere still, a presence folded in lamplight, a whisper just past the hill. I remember your ring catching starlight, how you tapped it on the rim of your glass. Said every sound holds a secret if you wait for it to pass. So I waited in cafes and metros, in bookstores with your favorite shelf. I listened to walls, to fountains, but I only ever heard myself. I tried to write you letters, but the ink ran wild untrained. My hand could never match the texture of the way you explained rain. You'd say it doesn't fall, it rests like thoughts that don't want to stay. I nodded, pretending to get it, but truly I only solved the grave. You called Paris a mirror that showed you who you'd been, but every reflection I caught showed someone I'd never seen. Was that why you left in August, without a note or trail or trace? Only your scarf on my chair, and your silence in my space. I wore that scarf for days, even in heat, just to feel you near. It smelled of jasmine and notebooks, and of things no longer clear. Your favorite film was silent, you liked it for what wasn't said. Words you sighed, they overstay, but silence knows when it's dead. So I learned to speak in pauses, so let my thoughts undress inside. But no language found you, only echoes in disguise. I met someone last Tuesday, she had your taste in line, but she looked me in the eyes and didn't tear me apart. She asked if I missed you, and I said only when I breathe. She laughed thinking I was poetic, and it was more like a reef. You never died, not really, and you just spread into air like wine. Too rich to stay contained, too stubborn to define. Now every street has your outline, every arc bench holds your pose. Even the pigeons in the mirror seem to flutter where your shadow goes. I've tried to find new places, but they all smell like deja vu. A bakery in Belleville bakes bread that tastes like tar. I tried erasing your playlist, but the songs still find their way. Even shuffle plays in order, even silence sings what I. The sky leans low over Montmartre, soft clouds brushing chimney tops. You once told me this hill had magic, but all I feel now is the ticking of clocks. Cafes close with whispered laughter, the clink of cups now fades away. But here I sit with your old lighter, flicking memories into the grave. You loved how the streets curve like sentences, always leading somewhere we didn't know. You'd walk like you belonged to them, while I just follow your shadow. There's a little shop that sells old records. We found that jazz vinyl, scratched and worn. You danced with your eyes closed right there, and that's the night I was reborn. Now the shop's still there, but colder. We forget the bell chimes, but you don't appear. I stared too long at the same corner, like maybe time won't bring you near. We weren't loud, but we were everything. A quiet song in a loud spin town. You smiled like a secret under streetlight, and I never wanted to turn around. Montmartre stairs feel longer tonight, or maybe it's just the weight I keep. Each step is filled with half-formed words and things I said too late, too deep. You used to hum when the wind picked up, a sound so soft it kissed my bones. Now the wind just whistles through me, and I face these cobblestones alone. I saw a painter with trembling fingers sketching lovers on a cafe wall. Thought of how you'd sketch us laughing, but never drew us past the fall. Your postcards are still in my drawer, the ones you never meant to send. Ink blurred with coffee smeared intentions, but I read them like they'll never end. I walk past Sacre-Cœur in silence. The candles flicker soft and thin. I whisper to a saint I don't believe in, asking if you'll ever come again. You always said love wasn't linear, but spirals like a Paris street. We looped through moments, highs and hushed ones, when my heart would skip and miss a beat. Your perfume still floats near Ulepic, mixed with bread and rain and wine. I chase the scent down alleyways till it fades like you every time. That green coat you always wore hung like a memory on your frame. Even in summer, you said you needed something warm to hold the flame. Now I wear your scarf in secret tucked beneath my sweater's fold. Not because I'm still in mourning, but because some things can't be sold. The waiter at our favorite bistro still asks me if you're late again. I lie and say you'll come tomorrow, though we both know how this ends. You said Paris never leaves you, even when the love is gone. But I think it's you that haunts these bricks, not just the chords of a forgotten song. Tonight, a saxophone bleeds through shutters, notes drift like ghosts into my room. I imagine you in your dancing slippers, spinning under the silver moon. I left a note in our cafe booth, underneath the stretched up wood. It simply says, I still remember, in the only day I ever. The city sleeps but I'm awake, drifting through these streets that take me back to moments soft and bright. Beneath the midnight palace light, the cobblestones beneath my feet whisper tales both bittersweet, of lovers lost and lovers found. In every step a haunting sound. I pass the window's glowing flame, where shadows dance without a name. The scent of cafe, fresh and strong, blends with the night's eternal song. A painter's easel left to dry, caught in the glow of the moonlit sky. Brush strokes frozen, time stood still, like all the dreams I tried to fill. Your voice returns, a gentle hum, soft as the beat of a distant drum. Carried on the Paris breeze, like whispered prayers beneath the trees. The sun reflects the city's soul, silver waves that softly roll. I lean against the ancient rail, hoping your memory will prevail. In every light that flickers near, I see your face so crystal clear. A phantom smile, a fleeting glance, lost inside a Paris dance. The laughter from a nearby bar draws me close from afar. Strangers laughing hand in hand, like a wonder dreamed across this land. I walk through gardens bathed in dew, where roses bloom beneath the blue. Their petals soft as your touch, reminding me I miss you much. The church bells ring a gentle tune beneath the watchful eye of moon. A serenade for hearts that break, and all the promises we say. The streets grow cold, but still I roam in this city that feels like home. With every corner, every street, our story plays on repeat. I trace the path we used to take, the cafes where our glasses clinked. Our story plays on repeat. I trace the path we used to take, the cafes where our glasses clinked. The poetry we'd scribble fast, believing love was meant to last. The night is long, the hours deep. I hold your name, my soul to keep. Though miles and years have stretched so wide, in Paris you still walk beside. A carousel spins its gentle tune under the watchful eye of the moon. Children laughing, bells that chime, echoes of our sweeter time. I watch the sunrise slowly creep over rooftops where secrets sleep. The golden light, a soft embrace, washing over every place. Though morning breaks, I'll linger still in every alley, every hill. For Paris holds a part of you in every shade, in every hue. So here I stand beneath the sky, where loved ones live, where dreams still fly, waiting for a sign, a start, to find you once again, heart to heart. And if the sea ever calls, through whispered night or morning fall, know that I'll be there to find the love we left so far behind. Forever caught in Paris lines, where shadows play with soft delights. I'll carry you in every breeze, among the stars beneath the trees. So here I stand beneath the sky, where loved ones live, where dreams still sigh, waiting for a sign, a start, to find you once again, heart to heart. It started with rain, not the kind that crashes, but the kind that whispers secrets down slate rooftops and into collarbones. I didn't mean to think of you, but the sidewalk led me past our old cafe, still lit in the gold yellow hue. that made your freckles look like candlelight. They've changed the menu. Your favorite dessert is gone, but the chairs still scrape the floor the same, like they remember what we tried to forget. Do you remember that thunderstorm we stayed in the metro tunnel, telling stories to passing trains, pretending they take our lives somewhere kinder? You always said honesty was cool, that truth wears no perfume. But I think you were wrong. It smelled like rain that day and lilacs. I write these thoughts into my phone, like texts never sent. Maybe that's what we are, unread drafts of something almost meaningful. I passed a man playing violin in the rain. He had your eyes, not literally, but in the way he didn't blink when beauty passed by. The melody wasn't familiar, but the ache was, and I left a coin, as if I could tip someone for being you. At the corner by Rue Saint Honoré, I saw a couple dance under their umbrella. It was so cinematic, I wanted to cry, but I just kept walking. Paris has no time for soft hearts. Your ghost wears your coat too well. I keep seeing it in my closet, hanging like a promise I forgot to keep, still smelling like your shampoo in September. You said I was too much in my head. I said that's where I keep you safe. You laughed like you didn't believe me, then kissed me like you didn't believe. There's a bakery that still sells those little almond cakes you loved but said were too expensive. I bought one today, it tasted like her strength and last chances. In the mirror at the gallery, I saw someone crying. She wasn't loud, just leaking in silence, like how grief prefers to travel. There's a poem scrawled on the bathroom wall at St. Laguerre. I loved you like a language I never learned to speak. I think you'd like that dialect. You always said sadness makes good art. You're the only song I've memorized that I never play out loud. I loved you like a language I never learned to speak. I think you'd like that. You always said sadness makes good art. You're the only song I memorized that I never play out loud. The chords still work, but the lyrics hurt when I hum them. My friend has asked why I stay in this city. They don't know it's because your memory has the best real estate. Penthouse views from every bridge, fireplaces in every alley. You were always moving, even standing still. You sway like a leaf afraid of stillness, or like you had missing no one else did. I kept trying to catch you in photographs, but you blurred. Maybe that's why I switched to film, hoping time would slow down for once. The bookstore near Montmartre still has our initials in that copy of Our Love and Other Disasters. Page 27 under iron blue. Sometimes love doesn't leave, it just gets quieter. You were my quietest fear, my loudest fear, my most beautiful interruption, and the longest goodbye I ever whispered. Tonight the sun looks heavy with confessions.
Underneath the glow of street lamps, where shadows stretch and fold like silk, I wander through the quiet avenues, each step a whisper in the night. The cobblestones beneath my feet hold echoes of the laughter we once shared, but now the breeze carries only echoes, a faint and fragile melody of us. I trace the outline of your silhouette in every flicker of passing light, though you've long since vanished into the mist that blankets Paris. The cafe on the corner still hums softly, with strangers talking of distant dreams. But I sit alone with a fading coffee, watching time dissolve in amber hues. Your voice lingers like a distant song, soft and tender yet just out of reach. I reach for it in the cool night air, only to grasp a fleeting sigh, a scent for steady beneath the bridges, reflecting 1,000 scattered stars. I toss a coin and make a wish for the dreams we left behind to find their way back. Each night I walk these silent streets, carrying the weight of unsaid words, lost between the laughter and the tears, caught in the delicate web of memories. The rain begins to fall, gentle and slow, washing away the dust of yesterday. Yet my heart clings to the shadow of you, a ghost that refuses to fade. I wonder if you too wander here beneath the same moon's soft glow, feeling the pull of a love once bright, now dimmed, but never gone. In these midnight strolls and silent dreams, I find you waiting in the spaces between. A whispered promise in the dark, a light that guides me home. But sometimes when the city sleeps and stars retreat behind gray clouds, I hear the distant hum of light, a song of hope wrapped in the cold. I walk past Montmartre still comes, where scents of fresh bread will rise at dawn, remembering mornings filled with laughter, your hand wrapped warmly in my own. The rain leaves patterns on the window pane, tracing memories in tiny streams, and every droplet holds a story of whispered words and secret dreams. I picture us beneath the Eiffel Tower, lights sparkling like distant fires, your eyes reflecting all the wonder of a city built on love's desires. We dreamed aloud at Parisian points while autumn leaves danced in the breeze. Your smile was like the summer sun, warming even the coldest seas. But time, relentless as the tide, pulled us apart like drifting boats, and I was left to chase the ripples of a love that barely floats. Still I find solace in the quiet, in moonlit castles and soft jazz tunes, where shadows stretch and bend like stories, and every night renews the moons. The scent of lavender and freshly brewed tea fill my senses with your ghost. And though you climb beyond the skyline, in every breath you linger close, I walk the streets where poets once sighed, and artists found their muse night, hoping that somewhere in the city you still dream beneath the night. I've left my shine in these old streets, among the whispers and the rain, waiting for the day our path will cross. It started with a drizzle in Montmartre, when the sky forgot to be blue. The air smelled of bread and memory, and somehow it led me back to you. I saw your silhouette in every puddle, every umbrella felt like arts. The street musicians played old chansons while time melted from the towers. You always loved this city more than me, called it your first and truest muse. I was just the passenger in your poem, the pause between verses you'd use. There's a bookstore near Saint Germain, where you once traced my spine with a quote. You said, darling, even pages fall in love, then kissed me soft like a song you wrote. I walked past that cafe we haunted, the one with mismatched chairs and lace. Your favorite corner still waiting, but it's just me now and an empty place. The waiter asked if you'd be joining, his voice wrapped in secondhand grace. I smiled like it didn't hurt, and lied with a perfectly practiced face. Paris doesn't cry, it sighs in fountains, in alleyways and trains. It holds broken hearts in candlelight, and serves regret with red wine stains. There's a letter in my coat pocket, addressed to you, wherever you are. It's filled with the poems I never finished, and the question I sent to the stars. Why did you leave without saying goodbye? Why did you look so calm that day, like you knew I'd chase you through every arrondissement, just to hear what you wouldn't say? The bridges ached beneath my footsteps, I walked them like rosary beads, each step a whispered confession, each railing a prayer no one reads. I'd bought your favorite pastry, sat in the park where we used to meet, watched lovers argue in soft French, and pigeons dance around my feet. A child gave me a paper flower, said I looked like I needed a friend. I almost laughed, then thanked her for reminding me of the kindness you'd send. You once wrote, love is a borrowed umbrella, you don't notice it until it's gone. Now I walk soaked in your absence, pretending I'm where I belong. I still remember your navy sweater, how it hung on your shoulder just so. You said it made you feel like a poet, even if no one would ever know. There's a song the accordion plays outside Brutus Mortars each night. It sounds like the way you said my name, soft, unsure, but holding tight. I lit a candle at Notre Dame for the version of us that stayed, but even the saints seemed tired, like they too had been betrayed. I dreamed of you in watercolor, washed out but still precise. You asked me to forgive the ending, but I couldn't answer you twice. I caught a taxi to nowhere, just to feel the motion again. Told the driver to follow the river, and not to ask about the rain. He played a song about lightning, it filled the silence just right. I stared at my reflection in the window, and saw your face in the night.
Back at my flat, the lights flicker. The tea steeps, it echoes as steam. Your mug still sits in a cupboard edge of waiting for a different dream. I wrote another postcard, didn't sign it, just let it bleed.
I saw you again, not really you, but your shape in the window of line 6. The way your hair used to fall like gravity missed you, and how your scarf danced even without wind. I didn't wave, I just watched, because Paris taught me to let things pass, like raindrops down glass, like lovers downstairs they won't climb again. The metro moved, and so did you, or the version of you I made from memory, always leaving, never late. Always silent, never gone. You once said the sun speaks in sighs, and I laughed like a skeptic, but now I hear it too. Low, longing, almost embarrassed by its own beauty. We were strangers even then, holding hands like borrowed books, returning each other too early, with notes in the margins that no one would read. You liked your tea without sugar, but your voice was always sweet in the morning, especially when you said just 5 more minutes, as if time ever listened to us. The bakery near the station still makes croissants that flake like your laughter. I'd been into one yesterday and tasted April. You left on a Wednesday, or maybe I did. Either way, Thursday arrived without either of us, and Friday was just pretending to be strong. I walk like you now, headphones and eyes low, only looking up for dogs, and Friday was just pretending to be strong. I walk like you now, headphones and eyes low, only looking up for dogs and poetry, or when the light hits a building in just the right way. You once said everyone in Paris is lonely, but some wear it better than others. I asked if I wore mine well. You said you wear it loud. That's when I knew you'd go, not because of me, but because silence fits you better than conversation, and some people love without needing a witness. I wrote you letters I never sent, burned them in candlelight, like rituals, the wax cooling, like my thoughts messy, slow, always finding corners to hide in. The last one ended with, burn them in candlelight, like rituals, the wax pulling like my thoughts, messy, slow, always finding corners to hide in. The last one ended with Sefta. You ever return bringing bread, not apologies, because apologies grow stale, but bread feeds the parts of us that still ache. I dated someone new, she liked naps but hated walking. You would have laughed at that. We once walked 14 kilometers without realizing. She said I talk too much about ghosts. I said I don't talk about you at all. She didn't understand the difference that the walls of my apartment, through the chip mug you left, you still hear it leaks from the bottom, but I can't throw it away. It's the only thing that holds you without spilling. I dreamt of you last week, not in color, not in sound, just in scent, like rain hitting concrete, or perfume caught in the lining of a coat. You were walking ahead of me, not turning around, not waiting, just moving the way you always did. Like the city had taught you to keep secrets, and maybe that's all you were, a shared moment in a foreign place. Like two tourists who ordered the same wine and mistook coincidence for fate. I don't blame the city, it was always honest in its illusions. Street lamp flickering like flirtations, balconies begging to be relieved from. You leaned once over the edge of goodbye and whispered, we're not forever, just for now.
Beneath the quiet Montmartre sky, while lanterns flicker soft and shy, I trace the echoes passing by of lovers' secrets whispered sigh. The streets are paved with stories old, of painters' dreams and hearts so bold. Each step I take, a tale is told. In every corner, memories hold. The breeze carries a sweet perfume, a fresh baked bread in blooming bloom, a symphony in gentle tune that wraps around the midnight moon. I sit beside the old cafe where poets penned what hearts can't say. Their words like wine that never phrase, still dancing in the break of day. The laughter from the nearby square mingles with soft Parisian air, a rhythm flowy everywhere, a melody beyond compare. Their silhouette
appears in dreams like ripples in the sand's soft streams, a ghost within the city's beams, more real than all my hopeful schemes. I follow light through winding lanes, past ivy walls and window panes, where shadows hide like gentle stains, and time forgets its harsh refrains. The church bells toll a distant hymn, a sacred sound both soft and dim, a call to hearts that once were grim, now finding peace on Wizzy's brim. The stars align above the square and cast a glow upon the air, a tender touch beyond compare. It heals the wounds that life laid bare. Through alleyways of cobblestone I wander here but not alone, for in the night I've come to own your memory carved in every tone. The artist's brushes still recall the colors of our wiser fall. The canvas holds a whispered call to love beyond the city wall. I sip the wine, its ruby gleam, reflecting more than just a dream. It tells a tale, a soft moonbeam of love beyond the city wall. I sip the wine, its ruby gleam, reflecting more than just a dream. It tells a tale, a soft moonbeam of love that flows like a quiet stream. The laughter fades, the night grows deep, and silence falls like secrets keep. Yet in my heart no time to sleep, for life's a promise I still reap. The dawn will break with hues of gold, a story new yet one day cold, of Paris nights and hands to hold, of whispered dreams so brave and bold. In every cafe, every street, where lovers' hearts and poets meet, the rhythm of our pulse repeats, a song that's tender, soft and sweet. I close my eyes and breathe you in, the warmth beneath my skin's thin. Though distance grows, I still begin to find you where the lights grow dim. The city's heart beats slow and true, a place where I was touched by you. And though the past is far from view, its magic keeps my soul adieu. Through Montmartre's charm and Paris' grace, I find your smile in every place, a love that time cannot erase, etched forever in this space. The night retreats, the morning gleams, I chase the fading of my dreams. Yet in my soul the music streams of Montmartre nights and whispered themes. No matter where the future goes, the city's love forever flows. Within my heart it gently grows, a garden where our story shows. And so I walk these streets once more, beneath the sky I can't ignore. With every step I still implore the love that lingers at the core.
Oh, I still remember that first song we sang in the quiet room. The lights were low, the world outside, a distant, endless gloom. You laughed and called me out of tune, but I kept singing on. And though I couldn't find the notes, you said it was our song. The sound of rain against the glass, a rhythm in the air. We made our own melody, like no one else was there. You hummed along with every beat, your fingers tapping slow. We didn't need a reason why, it just felt good to let go. I missed the way you'd steal my keys, then run across the floor. You'd lock me out and I'd pretend I'd knock, but I'd want more. How did we go from melodies to silence in the dark? From singing in the kitchen to chasing after sparks. I found your letter in the drawer, you wrote it in the spring. It said, you're my reason for everything. But I couldn't hold the sting. You said you'd always be around and promised to stay near. But promises are fragile things that vanish with the years. I saw your shoes by the front door, but you never came home. I wonder if you missed the song, or if you moved on alone. There's a piano in the corner I play every night, trying to recall your touch, trying to make it right. But the notes are fading softly, like echoes in the hall. I can't remember how we loved, just fragments of it all. I hear your voice in every chord, in every whispered sound. It calls to me from yesterday, like shadows on the ground. I used to dream of waking up and finding you still here, but time has made those dreams fade, like the music we held dear. The radio still plays our tune, but it's a little cracked, like the way I tried to hold on, but you didn't look back. I used to hum it in the car,
on mornings that we shared. Now every time I turn it on, I'm just reminded you're not there. I wonder if you miss my laugh or the way I'd steal your hat. If you remember how we joke when life was simple just like that. I kept all the postcards you sent, the ones with places we would go. And though they started to fade, I keep them close, I don't let go. There's a clock in the living room, it ticks but it's a lie. Time never really waits for us, it just keeps passing by. I sometimes wish I'd kept those words or whispered in the night. Maybe if we held on closer, we'd still be holding tight. But now I sit here by myself, the music in my head, and wonder if you hear it too, or if the song's already dead. You used to say that love was easy if you let it fall in place. But maybe love's not meant to be easy. Maybe it's the time we waste. I keep the memory of your smile like a picture on the wall. But every time I look at it, I can't help but feel so small. The echoes of a whispered song still play inside my mind. I wish I could find the courage to leave the past behind. But there's a tenderness I hold, like something I can't say. A love that's slowly fading but never quite fades away. I'll keep the space beside me free for when you come again. And maybe when the song's complete, we'll sing it loud, my friend.